I appreciate you guys for your time. It's Brian from the Vid-Bits. Just letting the stream settle in a little bit, 5 minute silence before we start, except for the Pac-Man music, of course. We are what we consider a Pac-Snack here, and the Vid-Bits away from being the #1 pack in the leaderboards and the North American leaderboards completely. I hope that you understand that we appreciate that your time is very valuable and your energy is really appreciated in this process, so thank you very much for that. We've given you all that we've got we've given you all the counsel, all the advice, and all the love and energy back, so it's been an equivocal exchange, but I hope that you understand that this has been awesome for us, and we would not trade it for the world. We're going to get started at what could be considered 11 a.m. EST. I'm just trying to build the hype as much as I possibly can so people understand and bring attention to what we're doing here, and I really am blessed, like I said, thankful, humble, and appreciative to be in this position for you guys to see this live, that people get to see it. And I know I've been trying to get everybody connected, I know, locally to see it, so if not, I'm still going to do it anyways, and then I'm going to crash because me and the leader, and I'll go ahead and give him a little bit more attention, see if he's moving. Nope, Mint Daddy Pig stopped because he thinks that I'm fatigued, so he's either resting or trying to figure out what he's going to do because he saw that we came up this much when he woke up, so he now knows that we are the #1 threat, and the race will be on between us and Mint Daddy Pig to be the #1 globally at this game. So again, just give me a little bit of time so I can get my last hurrahs and my last motivations and meditations in, but I wanted to just build some momentum for this, guys, and we have 11 a.m. EST to the start for the last 18 games, which will end us up about, I'd say, about 12:30 p.m. EST, around that time, and then we'll do an overflow where we just gush about it and talk about the top 10 and what's to come and see what stuff is going on, and we'll round the stream out, and then we'll know where we're at as far as the ultimate race now after we've secured America, and know that, or at least know that we'll start dancing with Kofi around it, as maybe possibly the both of us go and try to take on Mint Daddy Pig to be the #1 Pac-Man and Chomp champs. So I am very excited for this. I hope that anybody that loves Chomp champs is, and all the action that you'll be able to see archived within all the footage that we've been able to get out for the last over a week and a half. So thank you very much to Bandai Namco for not taking any of that down and letting us have all this up so we can archive it for you and show you all the tech and all the advancement of skill and play that has been somebody from, like me, a Pac-Man fanatic my whole life, and I hope that you've enjoyed a lot of my play and tech and stuff, and will continue to do so. So again, with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and it'll be about 12 minutes, so again, 11 a.m. EST. Please like, share, and subscribe this feed as much as possible so we can get some eyes on the project, and I will vote to see it, and I will be back at 11 a.m. EST while this is marinating and you guys get ready for the final run to push us on top of the American leaderboard, and then we'll get ready spiritually and mentally for the next leg, which is to put us on top of the global leaderboard, while Mint Daddy Pig makes his last push before I meditate and resolve myself to sitting down and determining that we are the #1 pack in the world. So first stop, King of Pac-Man in America, next stop, the world. So here we go, baby. Give yourself a little bit more time to get hyped, 10 more minutes before we start, and here we go. I appreciate you guys, so I will see you in 10 minutes. Please like, share, and subscribe to the feed so we can get as much people on this as possible, because we're making history right now. Vid-Bits history, baby. Are we hyped, chat? Are we hyped? Let's go, guys. Here we go. Matthew, I appreciate you being here, bud. You are going to be able to witness the Pac-Snack of all Pac-Snacks, because at the end of this one, we are going to be beating Kofi because he's not making moves, and if he is, we're going to get interesting here because we're going live, and we're going to go hard to be able to be the #1 person in America of this game. And even though I say person, I mean really the Vid-Bits, because honestly, I've done it for you as much as me, because it's all us, man. The wave lifts them up. And when you share the glory with everybody, you can inspire people to do great things, and you guys inspired me to do a great feat, and I found the way to put the Vid-Bits on top, and that's all I've ever wanted to do. So we got Matthew in chat, we got the Vids in chat. That's freaking awesome. We're building our army one person at a time of just people that are going to be here and for us and showing up and showing out to let people know what the community is all about, and because then I can be a little bit less manic describing it to you. If you need any type of catch up, you can look up at any of the previous 827 episodes, or I'm sorry, fights, any of these 827 mazes that I've gone through, times in the loading screens of 80-second increments and 20-second increments in the micro loading screens, all these times where I'm doing all the micro computations and thinking about all the things I'm going to say, just to have a vehicle to speak with you. So thank you very much for that. Like, share, and subscribe this stream, and I will say it more than I'll ever say it in the future, because I don't really want to shamelessly plug, but I feel if I don't try to get as much eyes on this as possible, you guys may not look at all of the rest of this folder, but then not just that, the amazing projects that we have at the Vid-Bits, like Game a Day May, and Trial Tuesday, and First Impressions, and then all of the speedrun tech that we're about to show all of you, and all the amazing stuff like me and Braden's micro bits, and we have comfort games, and conquests like what you're seeing now, but Braden's conquests from Dark Souls 3 to the Elden Ring DLC. Then we have Minecraft Realm building. It's amazing. That's part of our community outreach. We have an amazing fucking community that's going on, and I'm sorry if I'm going to start dropping bombs, because this is one of those situations where let's fucking go, people. We've just jumped into this. We've been so much momentous. We have not stopped the momentum train to become #1. Nobody has started from the bottom coming up from the tutorial to try to get to #1 in an IP like this, in a way like this. I guarantee you this experience is completely unique. I've made it so my entire magnum opus is laid out for you to see. It also happens to correlate with so many other goals in my life, and be able to be in the father-son duo known as the Vid-Bits. So if you're not infectious for it, that's okay. Somebody else might be, so please like, share, and subscribe this content, and let's go, like Mario would say. But here we go, chomping down the halls, and the only person playing skinned as Pac-Man for 827 wins, and then now going to win as Pac-Man before Memorial Day in the United States to rule the United States. And who could have wanted something more bittersweet than that for anybody that thought that they were going to be on top, because we are then going to hopefully be on top of the world before Memorial Day. That's the goal, people. And also, I hope that you know that we are committed to trying to achieve that. So we do amazing feats with the Vid-Bits. We do them safely, carefully, and awesomely, though. So please, if you have any type of situational awareness about what's going on with our brand, and whether or not you think that we're being unhealthy and we're promoting unhealthy YouTube habits about our streaming practices, please have free discussion in our Discord, and we will, either me or Braden will have a full discussion with you if we have to have full disclosure about how our schedules went and what we're doing to promote good health habits and great streaming etiquette, so that you keep yourself mentally healthy as well. We promote you to drink water, especially when you go on long-winded diatribes like this, which again, once the community starts to blossom more, we will not be doing stuff like this. But I just feel like now that I have a chance to make history, it's really important for me to use this vehicle as a time to say, hey, maximum right now, pow boom. Like, share, and subscribe to the Vid-Bits so that you can see what we're about as far as gaming culture goes, because it's amazing and it's infectious, and we're going to do things that's going to change the culture in a way that you've never seen, because the structure has to just be realigned so that the contracts can be renegotiated across the platform, so people have a better quality of life mentally and physically, and they become more able to create, which is going to make more ones and zeros and ones in all of our pockets. So if that's all there is to do with that, I think I'm going to be quiet now. Anyways, we're going to rock into this Pac-Snack that's going to vault us into the #1 spot of the American leaderboard for this game, Pac-Man Chomp Champs. I was going to say Mega Tunnel Battle Chomp champs, but then I always take a little bit more time to say it now, and eventually I'll get it, and I'll eventually get hyped and do it in the announcer voice that does all the commercials, which I think are just adorable, by the way. So I'm going to try to have a lot of clean games, and when I say the Pac-Snack has to rely on me cresting the finish line, I did put the pressure of having to get 18 finishes, so there'll be a lot of time that I have to be quiet so I can clutch out before I have any type of commentary. So if you guys are in the chat for any reason, I appreciate that. I'm not gonna necessarily min-max it or whatever, but I just know I need the 18 wins in general in a row to be able to do the goal, and the only expectation other than that would change the trajectory is if Kofi decides that he wants to start playing, or somebody gets some wind of him, which is also the reason why we never friended anybody on the way up, because we did not want them to know our activity cycle unless the universe decided that they wanted to line it. And so even if the reason why we didn't get any eyes on this project until then is so I could have moved in silence publicly but honestly and still made it happen before somebody decided to troll me before I got there for the first time, then that's okay. Because I am mentally fit to be able to take on Mint, so I will be able to do so one-on-one, and I'm getting ready for it. So that's a really cool thing about this aspect of esports that I'm going to try to make sure that we aren't, think can be possible, because here I am training like a professional athlete for video games, and then you can ask my son that it's really a training regimen. He's watched his father train for his whole life, and now he's watched him train in a subset of about 10 days out of nowhere, because basically maximum right now, pow boom, I saw that I had an opportunity to do something, and I instantly started to put myself in the trajectory to do it, and I was completely honest with the universe. I did. The contract was, I'm going to get this message out, and if you want me to get this message out, I've always said to you, if you give me the opportunity, I will make the most of it. And so I just have to go. I have to go with what I'm saying. I have to go with my gut. I have to speak for me and Braden sometimes, but I know that we're on the same page because we have been so open and honest with each other. You don't see the inside of our relationship. It's not that I'm just a dominating father that controls all of it. This man is very unique and individualistic, and he's had a very adult-minded and mentality since he was been at least 12. If not earlier, so he may have not had the maturity attached to it at all times, but what child does? But as far as like the maturity well beyond his years, and for me to see that I can actually trust in this person when they have business type of decisions that they want to make, or they think that this makes good for our branding and everything, then it makes sense to me. I'm a very tough sell. I'm a very easy sell to somebody else, but I'm a very hard sell to myself. So to be in business with somebody that's going to check you and equally give you the ability to, finesse the situation perfectly, because you're going to have a critical eye and they're going to have a more like judgmental eye, but they're going to also be open to whether or not it needs to change instead of being stubborn about it, and we both admit when we're wrong. I mean, so you can't ask for a better situation. But the whole thing is, I think a successful business always sometimes seems to happen when it is with family, until outside corruption sets in, because the whole stigma is don't get into business with your family. But some of the best businesses that's ever existed in America and other places are family-owned businesses. So I don't really understand where that stigma exists, and I guess we could talk about it in the Discord. 828, baby. That's a good palindrome. It's just so, I don't know. It's so freeing to be able to know that I'm going against one person, because everybody else could catch me eventually, and that's fine, and we could lose it, right? But the person I'm going for, they know I'm coming for them, and I'm within striking distance, and now it's a mental game between the two of us. It's an endurance game between the two of us. And unless they cheat and they pass off their controller to somebody else, and they're willing to risk them not getting dubs, I wouldn't be getting that, and I wouldn't do that to anybody. I've played every one of these, except for in the first impressions, after I'd done a big part of it, Braden came in as a guest star and did a 90-second piece, which we would love just for you to see, because he has very excellent points about life and philosophy and how he feels about our culture too. So I appreciate you to, if anything else, just check out the beginning of all of this journey. The whole thing is a journey. Have you ever seen somebody on YouTube just continuously obsessed with the game from the tutorial all the way through becoming the best in the world at it, and then give it to you? What an amazing thing. Like, I'm thinking about how I would love to. I mean, I don't know how we can deal with the rights of making this some sort of movie. I don't. It's cool. I mean, if we don't, I already did. We just have to make a super cut of it and a shorter cut of it and make it easier for people to imbibe because people have short attention spans. And sometimes I get super ranty, and sometimes there's a lot of, you know, there's a lot of dead air that could be like the dead air between loading in one place that we could actually do some cuts there where it doesn't do anything to the message that I'm trying to say, or actually hide me, make me look like I'm perfect, because that's the whole thing. I don't want to do that if it's going to make me look in a specific way other than how I rawly presented myself, because that's what our content's all about. It's about using empathy through our word and knowing what to say based on the emotion that we're feeling. And we would rather, when our whole life is settled and we're stable and we have good food, water, and health situations, then the message is just going to be like, oh, this game is cool, this developer about this thing. Oh, this game is cool, this developer about this thing. You know, this thing about the culture, this thing about the culture. And it's not going to be about like, you know, you guys should do this and this and that, because our community will be able to tell you that. And you already know that's what we're all about. I have to oversell it, you know, but we're not going to underdeliver. I guess that should make sense to you. I can thank movies like Blank Check for making me feel like I can do this, so thank you very much for the movie Blank Check to make me feel like I was going to write myself a check for $1 million just by finally using my mouth. And because a lot of that is the gift of gab, and I'm not trying to sell anything other than what we are as a brand, and I don't want to keep going into that right now. I want you to enjoy some Pac-Man, but I did want to say that the movie Blank Check really has a big impact in my life, because that was one of the first times that I thought I could dream big. And I still want a water slide going through my house. And it will happen now. I don't know if you guys will think that's frivolous, so maybe we won't do it unless you guys want to do it for a video. So I guess we'll say that. And then this won't be the house, it'll be the compound, because we have to have a bigger place so everybody feels acclimated to the area and have their own space, but also so we can have a great studio to produce some amazing things. And I also want to be able to have guests over and all that kind of stuff. You know what I mean? Be able to collaborate with the people that make sense for our brand and cross-pollinate and synergize with other brands that make the most sense. Because I know there's a lot of them that have the same type of message. And you know what? A lot of them are ones that you haven't heard of. So when the money's not an issue, when they build it, it will come type situation. I guess building the compound or building, I don't mean like compound. I mean like whatever they say. What do they say? Gamer complex or whatever. It's where they basically it's like you're housing a bunch of college kids to play PC games, and I don't know. I don't want to say compound. That's a dividing word. It used to mean like our complex or whatever. This is gonna be awesome, because like just having the space to be able to like do what I see other YouTubers have, or you have like the wall of all your stuff, but you also have a really great space to game. Because I'll be honest, I'm not saying we're killing ourselves here, but we're not in very comfortable positions doing these feats either, and we're still actuating in the best situations that we can without making it anybody's problem until me griping about it publicly to you right now. So, you know, other people can feel our pain, and nobody's really in a situation where we're trying to demand them to help us. So I guess it's just all about waiting for the right circumstances, because I already still have 2 other jobs. We're not just banking on working for Google YouTube. We're just doing it as a hobby and putting everything into it for the last 2 years, and putting up over 800 videos for you, and databasing an entire eShop game from the 3DS from a whole year every day until it's basically was broken. That had a popular function was tied to like basically the icons that access the games and stuff and whatever. So it was very topical. He had chronicled that his entire senior year as a project, and now I'm obviously doing Pac-Man. My goal is to do it until it closes down at least a little bit within every 24 hours. So every calendar day, at least a 7-minute match to make sure that we can in perpetuity have it, and I can try to be as high in the leaderboards as I can. It's like a personal goal, you know what I mean? So it doesn't mean that I'll end up at #1, and it doesn't mean that I'm ever dooming and glooming the length of the activity, but I just think it would be cool for video game preservation history to continue on with what I've done. But even if it becomes, like I said, it's super annoying or whatever, the goal is to make this, you know, infectious as a culture, so people want to compete against each other, and obviously like use the little gimmicks and be individualistic and have their own style and flair, but then learn the mystical craziness of all the ghost AI and how they can have fun with their friends and get in lobbies and stuff, because that's the infectious nature of the game, and that's really what Bandai Namco and whatever their desire of the game design for this specific thing was going for. It has like all the great aspects of the battle royale game that everybody stood up and their 4 people played, but they were trying to make it ×8 and like
let it every, I don't know, is it 8? I don't know, probably my math's off. But they wanted 64 people to be able to experience, like if you were all standing around looking at the same screens, but you're in your mini screens and it's all connected. So like the concept is solid. I hope that it's not like shilling. Like, I'm not paid to do this. This wasn't a publicity stunt. This was literally me pouring my life out into my passion for Pac-Man as like a way to also kind of continue to learn about my life and living in purpose and everything. But it was so personal, but then also tied into being able to be part of our channel, the Vid-Bits. So like, if it didn't work out for the channel, this would have actually probably been the first thing that continued on to Pops Plays. But we're trying to be really careful with not diversifying our branding too much, because if you put your energy into too many different areas, then you can't get your core beating in your essence in the right direction to the fullest extent, because you're diversifying your energy too much. So we try not to do that. I think as a species, and we tend to do that though, unfortunately, because we can't marry a good work-home life balance, and the economy and everything makes everything stressed. So when you try to remove yourself from those situations and you wipe out every day, and then you reset and you just wipe out and use everything every day, then eventually you get more. It's like you stretch like one of those punch balloons every day. Sometimes it takes way longer than others, and sometimes you have to have a very motivating and energetic allegory for your life that's also played through Pac-Man, that can have the chapters annotated by what win you got on your way to the top of being on top of the world, right? Who gets to do that? I don't know. I really don't. I don't really know. Thank you, YouTube, for letting this happen. Please don't do anything with this negatively. I need to have like this, at least. I need to be able to find a way to access it all and be able to have it as like my thing, because I don't know, like at least be able to have it complete once, because if anything else, I'll be able to learn something for myself. If anybody else was ever helped along the way during this, that's amazing. And that's the only selfish aspect of it, is that I'll be able to learn something for myself, and none of it was said for that. More of it was said for my family, and specifically my son, my daughter, my granddaughter, my grandchild to come, like my estranged sister and brothers. Like, basically that's what it is. My nieces, in a way my aunt, my grandmother. It wasn't for my ex. My ex-wife was amazing. She gave me 18 years to actually learn how to have the 18 years that you grow as a person, and have like the safety net of being an adult with another adult, and a codependency that was very I don't know, it was an amazing dynamic that I wouldn't change for the world, regardless of how bad it was. And because it's like life is like a wave, and it goes up and down. And she's amazing. She continues to do amazing things, and when I get the platform to be able to give her whatever else she wants for her dreams, I don't think she really desires much. So it's really good for me to, just be like, can you talk me out of a panic attack because you still know how to do it type thing. And I also say thank you to Michael for putting up with me, like having that type of relationship with her still, because that's something that that you can trust her, and that she's not doing anything dirty or crazy. She's just really being there for me, like, and I hardly ever ask for it, but I'm lucky that she knows me that way, because if not, I would not be here. I would not be here performing this the way that I am, and I'm thankful, Michael, that you're gonna make her happy, like happier than she already is. So, thank you so much for that, buddy. I'm gonna go off mic for just a moment. All right. Appreciate you guys. So what did we say? 45. I did the math beforehand, and you guys can check the end of that stream if you want to look at that. But I wanted to make sure that this had no chance of cutting off in case I do decide to go ham if I get some freaking pressure. I know the plan is to do one more after this, but it's not like one more, like it's like one more push. So unfortunately, it'll be like anywhere between. If I'm being realistic, it'll be in between a legendary and a mythic stream, but I'm going to have to rest up for it to make it happen. But this is going to be the push to see if this happens as far as like being the number one in the United States, and really it's contingent upon just not turning on the leaderboard and seeing that we woke up Kofi, because it's possible. I've been trying to poke the bear and I've been trying to make it interesting. So I know that they're going to wake up and do something after I start making the push towards mint. So I want it to be a race towards some sort of goal. And I will talk about that when we get closer, and I will put out the public challenge, and they'll either know it and catch my drift, or they won't, and that's fine because I'll still hit it, and then I'll still feel like I can get closure on all of it, and regardless if anybody ever passes me, I will have ultimate closure and a really great database for this game, and I'm still going to be trying to build the community, and I'll be able to play casually, and it's crazy because then I'll be able to translate this into a casual experience. So being able to do stuff like that is freaking awesome. But right now, when you're coming for the top spot, you can't miss. You cannot miss, right? And I am now provoked it enough where if I do not do this, I missed, because he will push so far that I will have to quit everything else and then promote completely unhealthy ethics to get there with my sleep schedule and stuff. But if I can get there responsibly and in the right way, then I'll be able to maintain it through, even if I have to work 8-hour shifts to push at a point where he can't do it, and I will. I will work this game as 8-hour shifts in a way where I can push myself consistently, so then I can play it casually and maintain. It's possible. I've done the math. And then what will happen is we will be lucky and blessed that a new season will come out, and Bandai Namco will reset the servers, and then we can all compete on an even field, and I can just be satisfied with saying that I was the first Chomp champ, and I will totally concede to that. But I've already thrown out the open challenge. I already know what the sub challenge is. I'm way ahead of the game, and that's the only reason why I'm playing like this. I was my only enemy so far. All of this is available for you to see, especially if you think I'm a cocky prick. You can look at all of it and be like, well, I understand where he's coming from, or what the hell is this, or this is amazing, and the Vid-Bits are like this. This is how I get when I get Brian's programming. Wait till you see the end and the culmination of the final blow of Brayden's conquest when he finishes the Elden Ring DLC. The whole momentum that will have been over a month of that, of culminate every day streaming that, and having a period of time with that, and interacting with you guys about it, so you're all being able to ride the adventure together. That's what kind of stuff we bring here, because unfortunately there seems to be a lack of motivation and consistency on some other channels' uploads, because it all seems to be motivated by money. And if you feel some sort of way and triggered about it, maybe you should realize that you should reprioritize why you're making the content on YouTube in the first place. And that was a point that was so poignant that for some reason I don't get the dub here and I have to push another one and it doesn't be a perfect 18. I'm willing to say it because, this is the shit that needs to be said. You and your friends are too big of yes men. And again, I'm not speaking to anybody specifically, but if you feel like it's about you, then I guess it fucking is. Stop just doing shit for the money. Your fans still like your shit. They're sick of watching your old shit. They're sick of watching the old stuff all the time. Like, there's got to be a way for us to play nice. Let's play nice. I'm so tired of this shit. Like, this is my life, watching your content because I'm a gamer. Now I'm creating the content that I want to see, and it's going to be here. And we have so many videos. We've hit over 1 million views across all of our content within 2 years. And again, I've said this, guys, about 4 months of stuff is just being so overcome with life that we don't even have the productivity the way that we do, or we're facing technical issues, or we're running out of money because we put all of our money into it. And we're talking about a child that just turned 18, so he was 16, so what kind of money was he supposed to be putting into it? And I was working a job that was barely giving me 20 hours a week while I was starving. So you want to talk about starving artists and doing it for the love of the fucking game. The Vid-Bits are all about that. We do it for the love of the fucking game. Like the EA, like the old EA thing, you know, when they were cool. The Vid-Bits. They do it for the fucking game. And then you got the people like, monetization, oh, maybe this is the... I don't give a fuck about any of that as long as I can access all of our stuff. I just want to access all of our stuff, rip it into a master cut, and even if I have to take some breaks from the channel where you just see me play Dave and support Braden on his conquest, I get to start editing for the first time, and I have a good piece of things to work with it. You know what I mean? And again, you can think that that's cocky, but I think that there's some real meat here. I think that there's some real, as just like, I don't know, for preservation's sake, and for just like somebody to be like, as a movie, look at this dude, the gamer, the movie. The guy gets I mean, we can come up with a better title than Road to #1, and I don't want to step on anybody's toes, and I probably feel like it's cliche to be able to say at this point, but it's still one of the coolest things I've ever been able to just in my mind just see it and call my shot and just do it. And there's so much drama too, and there's so much drama to come, and like luckily the drama that's coming at the end is just natural as hell. So like the worst case scenario is Mint's just crazy and I have to chase him. I'm working it as a full-time job because I have to see this as closure, and everybody who's around me is going to support it. So, you know what I mean? Like, even everything else, I have 2 other legit jobs, and one of them, they're gonna have to just understand that I can barely work there, and the other one, I'm gonna have to possibly wait to start working there even more later, because then there's a chance that you guys blow this up, and then I don't have to do either of them, and I can just respectfully not have a bad exit, because unfortunately people like to do that, and that's always gonna leave some bad stigma. So you don't want to do that. You want to end on good terms, even though it seems insane that you're doing these things when you think that you're on the bigger and better things. You maybe are, but make sure that you don't end your current relationships in horrible ways, because then you're going to be marred down by the stigma of that energy for so long. And I'm just speaking from personal experience here. That one goes out to all those foster parents out there that really want to do the damn thing. You are amazing. As somebody that was in the foster system and was not in a good situation and was abused and was also part of the reason why I almost didn't make it here, I just want to say thank you, especially the person that I met at recently, and her name is Angie, and it's one of those situations where I just want to say thank you very much. Thank you for your story, and you're doing the damn thing. So just want to let you know that win number 832 in this last Pac-Snack's dedicated to you, Angie, even though I just met you, and I don't know how long that will be in each other's lives for any type of capacity, but you're amazing. So also to the undercover boss that I was sitting with, as I pretended to be undercover boss, Dylan, you're awesome too. You you took my joke and you made it so it was one of those things that it was a 1 in a million chance that it was actually going to be that you sat next to me and I made that joke. So I just want to say, I don't even know what to say to quantify the synchronicity there. Then that was big and huge, buddy, and you know who you are, Dylan. I hear Chief jingling.
Hey, Dad.
Yes, dude, you're coming in for the end. Like, it's 13 more matches, and we are. Unless for some reason we woke up Kofi, and then if we are just there, I'm gonna just let it rest, and I'm gonna have to rest so I can train up, because basically, it's on, man. And I poked the bear, buddy. It's like I've come to the King's throne room. He knows I'm gonna swing at him, and like in Dark Souls, bud, if I don't come now, he could run away with it with some sort of psycho 40-50 hour an unhealthy binge, and then I won't pursue it because I don't want to be that guy. So I can either come hard and come correct, and I'm
phrasing.
Oh God, boom. Or I can basically know that he wins because it's going to just have to be over for time, and I think that he'll just want it so bad that he'll keep it. And then I don't want any ill will to happen to him, so I'll just hope that he's just happy with it and just, promotes himself to healthily keep it. I've had such a good game plan with the universe to get it and keep it healthily that I think that that's why we're going to get it, and I'm very excited for it, bud.
Yeah, me too.
I think that is very important. I've continued to say that it's important to get it the right way instead of the easy way. The easy way is to do something really unhealthy and learn, how to push your sleep habits to the point where you stay up way unhealthy amount of time. But we don't do that around here. This will be the closest. I do believe that the human body, when I find out logistically, when I talk to some doctors, and I'm going to make some phone calls before I make my final push to know what I'm allowed to push myself to, but I'm going to make sure that I do the right moves to do it. And then I'll make sure that you know all the steps in the Discord that I took to make sure I was healthy to do this stunt, because it really is a stunt. And I've been trying to convince our audience that this as an esport is just equivocal to running like a marathon or a decathlon or something at this point, Bray.
Oh, I totally agree. I feel like the skill that it takes to be able to do something for this long, it definitely is comparable to that of a marathon or like some sort of it almost is just like a stamina event.
Right. And he knows now. And I think Kofi has decided that he's going to be chill about it. But I definitely am not sure. I have a suspicion that somebody that has a lot of irons in the fire and has decided to let this one go. But again, it's all speculatory.
So how did last night go?
It was very trial. There were some trials and tribulations because again, I almost nodded off.
You almost fell asleep again.
I found my stride when I decided to put headphones on, and I was able to just get my playlist enacted, and it was just amazing because a lot of that, the anthem music, the hype up music, the self-actuation stuff, is in a lot of my playlists. So it was like it got me fired up, and I think that it was what really was something I was lacking when I was by myself in some of these sessions.
Well, I'm glad that you figured it out, man.
Yeah. And speaking of figure it out, I gotta get this dub.
Oh, you got it.
Well, I'm down to... Oh, okay, I have an extra man's. That life insurance, if you will.
It's that guy above you. I think
Alright, another extra man. Whew. So, it's just been awesome, and I'm just really excited for everybody that's involved with our community to get the shout out in that final win for when we get the victory and I get the shout out. I need you, in the meantime, to comprise a list of every single person that we should thank for sure, so I can make sure they're added to the list of everybody I think that should be thanked, okay?
Okay.
So you got a couple. I said 12:30 is about the finish line. So 12:35 p.m. is about what I think I'll get there roughly. So right before I get to that last one, if you could have that list so I can look at it.
That means you got about an hour left.
Yeah. So I just that way we can get people hyped, get people here for the finish line, and all that stuff because I think it's something that's worth touting.
Yeah, I agree. All right, I'm gonna let you make your moves. I'm just gonna kind of watch.
All right, man. I appreciate you, bud. I love you. Thank you for the energy. Thank you for the good vibes and intentions. I really appreciate it. I really do, bud. You've been so supportive. They don't understand. Like I said, I've been training for this, and he's dealt with my sleep patterns and taking a lot of game of day May on himself. So a lot of that has just been amazing for me. And the balance from last year, if you watched last season, it's just such a perfect balance, and that's what we are together. It's just a perfect balance. So, thank you for that, buddy.
Yeah, I suggest you just kind of focus up, make your moves, finish this round off strong.
Got you. I hope you're continuing to enjoy it's like if you were watching Avengers Endgame, this is the first of the two-part finale. First we take the top spot in America, and then we take down Thanos, which is mint. I'm sorry, man, but you're not gonna be wielding the Infinity Gauntlet anymore, and enjoy your little dubs stretches, because I think it matters about the fatigue here, guys. Are we min-maxing matches? How fast are we finishing them? Unfortunately, what kind of situation are we with lag and ping? how many times we have to go to the bathroom, and we are being responsibly hydrating here, but we are luckily in the best situation possible as far as a professional restroom, like right behind me. Like, so, you know, there is what it is. Like, it's not pissing in a bottle, folks. I got a nice industrial toilet behind me because of the situation in the lab, so it's like a lab in the lab, and we don't have to worry about it when we're staying so hydrated. You should see at the end of the day, maybe I'll try to, like, with a fuzzy pixelated way, show you the pile of water bottles and energy drinks that, because of this stretch that I've done, that I have. So it's like, it's not like all of the carnage, but and the energy drinks have only been like at a rate of 1 hour 24 hours. So you know, we're just not ridiculous about that stuff, and it's just water, you know what I mean? Just water. So maybe, like I said, pixelated, because we don't have descript brands. We just buy water, and we'd love to not have to buy it. We'd love to have a machine that can make it taste good right out of the tap, and then we can put it in just basically reusable water bottles, so that we wouldn't have as much e-waste, but or environmental waste, because that's just the way we are. That's just the way we roll. But unfortunately, we just have a bunch of water bottle waste now, because we just love water so much. So. The Vid-Bits, Road to the Top of Chomp Champs, brought to you by water. Yes, water. Any water. That water, this water, tap water, bottled water, water from some sort of vessel. Enjoy that water. Brought to you by the Vid-Bits. And again, I was talking about this last stream as I grab some water here. Let's go ahead and take a sip. A little bit of AMSR there, like, it's just delicious. This water is delicious. So, you know, water, I just want to talk to you, Big Water. I'm very thankful that all of you guys will make money, because the Vid-Bits will continue to talk about how awesome you are, and then people go out and they'll be thinking, I need more water, but I like this brand in this bottle, and they'll buy more of your water. We're helping everybody. So if you think that you want to help us out by giving us some sort of brand deal, we don't need that, but we just need you to find some way to, like, make your packaging more environmentally friendly, or donate to some charity, you know, stuff like that. If you want to find some way to donate in a collective fund to help young gamers or something like that, that's cool, but even though they'll have to feel like that's ethically sourced enough for us to agree to it. But anyways, Big Water, all of the people that have bottled water, the amazing companies that are doing it ethically sourced, and it's just not a well locked in a factory. If you guys want to get at us and we could talk about it, that's the type of brand deal that we may consider. But probably it's going to be one of those situations where we don't want to be tied to a specific brand, because then the cool kids will not be able to be cool by just getting water, and that's really what we're all about. That's why I think that, you know, somebody that's an influencer like Charlie wears just a plain white tee. If you want to be cool like him, you can get them fucking anywhere and cheap as fucking shit. So, you know what I mean? You want water? You want to be cool like the cool kids in the Cool Kids Club? The Vid-Bits Fun Club? You can drink water too, guys. Yep, you're cool. You drunk water, and you're drinking our preferred beverage. Pretty sweet. So it's like people could be like, oh, you're galvanizing sales from all the other things. No, we're saying that because all these other places make some artisanal waters and crazy waters and bottled waters and all this other stuff, and because stuff like people like us want to get like a high water filtration device, those things cost a lot of money anyway. So, you know, you don't have to get the crazy high filtration water device. I just know that it's multifaceted for all the things that we want to do, like cooking and feeding the chief good water and being able to just keep filling our water bottles instead of creating all this waste of plastic water bottles. So, you know, all those things that you want to do, you can do. You can still drink all your brands that you like, and we will never judge you. If we ever see you out in public at conventions and you have a bottle of any of the popular brands, you know, like they used to say in the cartoons, you know, Acme this or whatever, you know, brand X that or whatever, we're fine with it, man, because you can be, you know, unapologetically and authentically you, and we're freaking cool with it. Just don't be like, well, you guys need to drink this or that, and then, because then if everybody can't afford to do it, then we're influencing you to just not be able to afford to like us, because then we're like, oh, the Vid-Bits are snooty and they have to have like, we just aren't like that. And then that's about influencing, is about doing it responsibly, making responsible product fit. So I guess we're making a big responsible profit for you, Big Water, and all the people that have water, that's any type of water in a beverage that's not just coming out of their tap, you know, and you can do whatever you want with that. We like to make branding fun. Speaking of water, would you guys ever take one of those straws and just suck water out of a lake with it? I don't think I could do that. I saw that, like, I was always into like the Boy Scout survival stuff. I thought it'd be cool to like get like a Cub Scout pack when I was a kid, like the people that wanted to go do like the survival wilderness stuff. And it's like, then I guess it evolved to like, I saw somebody like have like a bag of like river water and they were trying to purify it. It was like, I don't know, man. I don't know if that's where I draw the line. I see some chat being moved and I haven't addressed it in a minute, so after this dub I'll go ahead and check it out. But yeah, it's just funny because it was like, I mean, I know in a situation that you couldn't avoid it, you would, like, the chief will be like, it'd be after it rains and there'll be like some water in like the upside down part of like a trash can lid or something, and like unfortunately he'll walk by it, like, and I'm like, don't do that, and he's just licking in it, and I was like, he's a dog, I get it, but like, you know, I don't know, we still treat him like people's a lot, I guess, so we wouldn't want him to be like, you know, coming over here and then, you know, doggies give you kisses and he's got freaking nasty stinky trash can lid breath or whatever. See, I can talk about stuff that's not super gravity. It's just, that's just dumb shit. I'm still gotta try to like, I still marathoned a 9-hour sesh, guys. I like, when I said that I'm like coming for the king, like I had to be in a position where, you know, I can get good ground while he might like be hanging out and not sure what he wants to do. So then I can sleep and I can, you know, I can shower. I can eat some tasty foods. I can sleep for a good amount of time and be relaxed, and then get myself healthy, and then wake back up, do some exercising, do a little bit of meditation, maybe a little bit of reading, you know, and then get myself in a situation where after a nice meal and like, and just reset, then I'm gonna be able to be in the position to make the move, and we'll see what happens. You guys are gonna be able to see it live and follow the journey as it's going on. So it's gonna be going on the next day and a half, 2 days. Like, this is the move. Like, I can't come at him with like, it's like if in Dark Souls, you can't come at him with that finishing blow twice. If he ducks and he come back and parries and goes into his long form attack, you're just screwed, and that's what he's doing right now. He saw what was happening. You guys can look back on the leaderboards when I start checking it. I don't know why, it's like I want to feature everybody, because I did. I wanted to shout out everybody, and then I started seeing people make moves. And the other reason why I have to do this now is because somebody's making moves right behind me and did like a ridiculous stretch. They like, it was insane, like what I would have considered the unhealthy stretch, like where they did play for a full 24 hours at least, because they had 160 wins in a session. I think that equals out to, for us, anywhere between legendary and mythic rarity sessions. Like, I have to do the math, but yeah, it was respectable that they put that effort in. But now that's the type of effort I have to put on the way out, just to put us over the top, because if they keep going at crazy pace, they will overtake us and they'll take it. So I hope people understand, like, I have to go and do my research to find out what I'm allowed to do, because I will do what I'm allowed to do. And full disclosure, medically, and I don't recommend it, but I personally have gone 54 hours in a video game feat, I'll say. So people back in the day, they did standing up in arcades for days. My stuff was heavily controlled with lots of people. I had lots of food. And I'll tell you, when you start burning crazy energy, then you can eat a mountain's food like Goku. That's not even funny. And so, speaking of Goku, our good friends at Bandai Namco make amazing games that feature him, and I hope that you check out any of them that pique your interest. So that was a good segue, I hope. Natural, not too forced. Doing it during the run of one of the games that they published, and getting myself in the position where we can have exposure, and just giving them some free love from their own brand and some publicity from their own brand from a game that they already made. So I think it's a pretty win-win that we just kind of have the Vid-Bits name floating around while we're doing it. I think it's National Tea Day. So it's very cool that on National Tea Day, I'll be setting the record for America with this cute little sushi and tea thing. So I will be celebrating with some sushi and some tea for my victory, just so in case you guys want to know. So that's what I'll be getting for myself after I do all the meditative stuff. So even if I don't start my push until into the AM, after midnight to the AM tomorrow, it just depends on when our Bray comfortably does all the program he wants, because the day's been pretty much him, and I've been on the night grind, so it'll just possibly be on the night grind and bleed into the next day. So I'm hoping that you guys will enjoy all the content he has to bring for you today. But you know, I think that a victory lap of some sushi and tea, you know, after I wake up would be amazing. because at this point we're going to be the champion of the entire United States of this game and second in the world only to whoever's his country of origin is. And I'd love to know what platform he's playing on as well. And I just assume that it's as male because it says daddy in the name, but I really don't want to, I keep saying he, so I'm sorry if it's a misgender. It's just an assumption based on the fact that daddy's in your name. So again, I apologize if that's any type of inconvenience for that. I figured I would just say that. I'm just impressed though. I mean, the stamina to be competing at the level we're competing, like now we're I'm actively coming for the title, and it's gonna be cool that even if you don't get used to this right now, one day you'll be like, know that I was talking you up and talking light smack to try to like keep myself motivated when I was about to fall asleep, and also keep people hyped and try to be respectful towards your accomplishments. And you've been the king, and I'm sorry, but it's time for a new king of Pac-Man, and it's gonna be the OG Pac-Man with the OG skin. I've never skinned up. The only Pac-Man that's been rocking this the entire time, and it's pretty cool to be able to represent that. So I'd like to have these first. There's so many accolades that I can put to. We're world-class speedrunners and stuff like that here at the Vid-Bits. So another accolade, especially putting the United States on top. It's just gonna be awesome. It's not any disrespect to any other countries. It's just that's where we're at right now. So we're just trying to be very patriotic and everything in the situations that are all the right ways. And Pac-Man stands for a lot of cool stuff, like just being cool and chill and fun. He just looks cool, chill, and fun, and I don't think it's really too much to get crazy about. Pac-Man's gonna be happy that he's representing as the United States champion, because right now I don't know what our competition looks like. I haven't tried to friend those guys. After I figure I get to a really deep position in the lead, then I'm going to try to friend as many people as possible, and we'll go from there. But mainly the top of the leaderboard for sure, and see if we can get in some sort of competitive leaderboard stuff where we can face them in elimination matches and stuff like that, and see if we can get in lobbies and stuff like that. All that stuff, it could be possible, considering the fact that we could start to play nice, and it'd be really fun for the viewers to create this community where they're like, okay, we're the leaders of this community, and see if people want to jump in. Nobody spends all their time developing a battle royale game for the intent for it strictly to fail, and it really would suck if that was the case, because I don't believe so at all when you have an amazing IP like Pac-Man attached to it and find a way that it clicks. The fact that it's apples and oranges as to whether you liked it clicking more on another platform in a specific way versus this one is irrelevant. As long as some people's finding joy about it, we should stop just harping on people's joy in general. Hello, Matthew says, we've been making history. If you wish to defeat Vid-Bits, train for another 500 years. Well, here we go. So I think that's 9 more, so that's halfway, folks, halfway. And then I could literally flip on the 845th win, and something could have happened where the time schedule that Kofi's on happens, and they decide to just compete, or they could be in a situation where they can't compete until they get off of whatever work shift they're in. I don't know if they're professional YouTube. I don't know any of that, you know what I mean? So sometimes defending a record is fatigue. We see it on the board where P-Man decided to stop competing because he was upset that he did not hit a 300-0 undefeated streak. He was so close. So you have stuff like that where we visibly have seen him stop moving because we've been monitoring it for days, you know what I mean? So when you have situations like that, you can see why somebody would stop if they feel like they can't win. And it's just, I don't know, we're in the situation where we're right in the middle of somebody that's hungry and wants it, and they may want it as much as we do, and we're in this situation where we could execute it if the person that has the lead has fatigue. So we don't know stamina, we don't know anything about that person, how old they are, or any of that. So it's really cool that it's just going to be based on pure gaming skill. And speaking of that, I think that's why I used to like the show Starcade back in the day, because like I used to didn't understand why they would have older people versus younger people at the end of the show, or actually against the show and against each other in general. And they said they were based on their skill in video games, and you could see it. Sometimes they were evenly skilled, and it was just like in this situation, anybody from any age should feel like they can, through the safety net of being anonymous, they can like be great, and then if they have the courage to try to move forward and see what they want to do with that because they have the platform, then we can see what infinite possibilities are like. So like this, infinite possibilities. I mean, not infinite, but a lot, and I'm sure if they keep adding more, there'll be even more. So halfway through, guys, and then if not, like I said, I'm not gonna like do something crazy. This thing is, I'm gonna go to the end of this Pac-Snack, and then I'm gonna look at it, and then we're gonna celebrate, or we're gonna be like, oh, we got work to do, and then it'll be the end of this video. It's just a little bit of overflow that makes it so that it separates the message of the last chapter of the deal, where it's the 9-hour stream. That's more of the pitch stream to anybody that would like to look at us prospectively about like how we feel ethically about brand deals and stuff like that. It's kind of like a codex for that. There's a lot of information for that in there, and also like people that we would like to start talking to about, you know, changing YouTube culture, starting an E league for people that want to do speedrunning, connecting the speedrun community that's not getting the respect that they deserve, the flowers that they deserve now, in a way where everybody's going to be happy with the zeros and ones to that equation, but mainly to get focused on everybody. You know, so we can create a stadium style culture where people come in like that and actually feels like it's like WrestleMania for people that are awesome about that, because there's so many people that find that this culture is amazing, but they either don't remember, they haven't woken up and connected to it, or like they just forget that they were a kid and they were happy being a kid at one point before they decided not to. So there's lots of reasons, but like I think the reach could be big and huge if we put ourselves in an advantageous position to do it. And it doesn't even have to be more than once a year. The build could be amazing. I mean, people wait all year to go to a tiny convention in their city, and like it's usually the same old crap. Like, so we would try to do it once a year, and it wouldn't be the same old crap. It'd be like kind of like AEW, kind of like All In. We'd bet on ourselves. We'd try to get it going. We'd use all the resources from all the people and all the halo effect of all the reach, and we'd see if we could fill it and see what happens. And we'd feature people like Arcus and like Ryu and like the best Tetris players, and then we'd be trying to like do rebirths. Like we could just make it an event where it's like way bigger than it is now, and see what all the reach in every place has for it. You know, and that's important to me to even try. Like that's why I said we're gonna try to do it with or without any type of sponsorship. But if there is some attraction to it, and I think again that the brands are already established that could help us do that, and we could find ways to find middle ground and stuff, that we could just get that going way quicker than if we just saw, well, that's in the future, or yeah, we're working on it. I've already given you all the details of what we need to do to start actuating it, even in a beta form. So again, even if we have to start in the community, and from our point of being Pac-Man World Champion, Vid-Bits member Brian of the awesome father-son duo, then I'll put that on the letterhead to get attention to people that have been making all these accolades, and I'll start networking people and motivating them to be like, you know, they're so humble that they don't want to like push for like more flowers for all the cool things that they're doing to the industry. They don't gatekeep. They do what we do. They do anti-gatekeeping with their tech and stuff. So like again, using this platform for people like Ryu and like Arcus is just as important for me, and they already have reach. Like that's another thing about reach. Like you should stop thinking the limitations of what your reach is once you've gotten it. And we have not gotten the reach, and I'm speaking as if we have, because I want to make sure that when we do, that these people are pinged on these historical things we're doing when people look at them again. So these people deserve their flowers. So this section is dedicated and really close to the victory to people that are inspiring us to do freaking amazing things. And if you just want to make the equivocal exchange of the shout out that you help us with DuckTales speedruns and the private sessions and stuff through Discord and stuff, me and Braven would love that. That's a great payment. That's a great payment. It doesn't have to be done for content. We're not having to do it. It's like just a chill hangout, or even if we could do it in some sort of communal area where we could all hang out and just like get in the zone and just have fun together. That would be more of a payment than anything that we could do if for some reason you guys see some sort of increase in money, because you guys deserve it. You guys deserve it. You're putting your energy out there and your life force out there, and you're making amazing memories happen like I am right now. So this is just me staying in my lane, and you guys do yours. And just like when I watch like Arcus just sort of rip through game after game after game after game, and like just be so humble and chill about it, that's eventually where I hope that I'm going to be at. Like I wanted to be Arcus when I was like doing those things, because like even though I was being humble verbally usually with people around me, I was just not being able to contain myself inside. So I don't know how you feel, and I'd love just to have a conversation with you about it. Like if you could be raw and like real about it, maybe that could be the thing that we put in the channel, is like the interview with you and stuff. You know what I mean? Because I'd love to see how you tick and stuff as far as that stuff goes. Same thing with Ryu. Like your dedication to like Kaizo, like man, I'm telling you, like I've seen other people do Kaizo, but like other people, like Kaizo is like, if you don't know, it's like the Dark Souls of Mario, and it's just amazing what he does with that. Like, I can live vicariously through never being able to feel like I can actuate, and I'm gonna actuate that. And I'm an amazing platformer. To Ask Bray, we've done. Look at our Cuphead video. It's got over 100,000 views in less than 2 years. Like, we just had like we clutched that like as soon as that DLC came out, and some people had a little bit of problems with that boss, and maybe it's not like the best to some people, but we did the best we could, and we put it up maximum right now. Pow boom, with all the resources we had, strip mine down to next to no resources, just slapping them together, and we got 100,000 views. So if anything else, that specific thing, and then the metric that the channel itself has hit 1 million views across all of our content, which is over almost 850 videos or so, pushing up to 900 videos under 2 years. Like, man, come on, dude. It's infectious as to why we're trying to reach out to you guys so that we can start to build the new wave of YouTube, the next generation. Like, it was like, look at it this way. We're not trying to say anything about like how great YouTube is versus what it is. We're just saying, like, it's like back in the day with the WWF, they had the WWF, right, and it was good and it was classic and it was wholesome, and like, and then like it got a little bit whatever, but then like it's like there's the next generation. That's what it is now, and it does include people that are older, and it does include people that are younger, and it's just like it's gonna have so much reach to it. So I feel like, does that make sense? Like, I don't feel like we ever communally as a society discussed when YouTube had like the next generation, or like, okay, our big boys growing up, how do we reevaluate the contract with the company to make people have, but if anything else, when it heals your mental, you're going to be more productive for everything. So if you can find just some medium for some people to watch you on YouTube, you can monetize yourself, you can make a comfortable living, and then you can also make the TV that you'd want to watch, and other people that are like you would want to watch too. So like, this is really what the definition of YouTube is, and we all kind of just like slapped it around like, that's sexy, YouTube, like people are being able to put their videos on. Like, no, like, we're putting our videos on. Not that other people aren't, but like, no, we're putting Brian and Braden out there as people, not as characters, as raw, emotional, flawed, frail vessels, and then also making the gaming content that you guys would just do every day or want to see. It's just amazing. I get to live my dreams every day, guys. Self-actuate, hydrate, get a chief to floof. Don't go out and buy a Siberian Husky because we said to. Go out into your shelter and adopt one because they're fucking flooded from people that watch Game of Thrones and think that they want a wolf. That's another thing that will fall on. Go to your shelter and adopt Huskos. And then if you can't deal with them, then you didn't just like remove one from a good home or whatever and then decide it didn't work out for you.
Andrew, pretty much a day off from school. So good news.
Eight more to go, guys. 8 more to go. And then we will refresh the leaderboard and see what happens. Ooh, that's kind of
Well, that was not smart. That was a not smart trumpet. Oh no. Well, that made it so it's not going to end on the number I thought, so that's okay. That means I think it'll be 46, which is fine. But we'll still check it at 45, and then if it's 45, we'll just do one more. So I guess the overflow will actually fall under what we usually call still hungry and forgot our manners. I guess the forgot our manners is that we wanted to be the champion of the United States here. Sorry guys, I wanted it to be a flawless Pac-Snack to be to the end, but that's totally cool. I'm prepared for that. I mean, there's going to be lots of ups and downs in the victory and maintaining and getting the global leaderboard spot, so I'm prepared for that, so no worries. It just makes it like again, so we have, you know, one more match or whatever, and I can just do the overflow match. Or maybe not. I think I said I was going to just end on the 18 anyway, so we'll see what it is. I guess it is what it is. I did the math, so there's a chance that it'll roll over. So I guess it'll either be, I still have one more, or I don't know. The thumbnail was that I did it, so I guess I have to just push it over so that I can have the thumbnail end that we are over. So I guess I'll do that. It'll just be the overflow that is still hungry and forgot your manners. So, but we'll check it at 18, which is 45 on the wins if it's going to be the mathematics I computed as to how much we would get out of that. So it's pretty close. There's still I do want to check it still on 45 in case it does still roll over, if that makes sense. Some sleepy time tea. It knows I'm sleepy. That's why I did it like this, so I could have it separately and be able to see it and not have to watch the entirety of that 9-hour stream to see the climax. But you know, the build is for the people that want to see the build, and that specific thing also needed to be sectioned off based on the topics and stuff, because I want to be able to know exactly which one was the one that I addressed, and things that in case I don't write so well, I can also have a second chance by having them see my passionate plea in video form, I guess. That's a pretty cool pitch. You sell yourself, you sell the family. Like, man, even if like, I don't know, I just wouldn't leave it alone. I think the energy's out there, so I'll just let it ride and try to be prudent and chill. It's not been as easy as it looks though, guys. I've fallen asleep so many times. I will just be honest with you, and it's not again because I was overexhausted what I was doing. It was because I stopped my caffeine cycle of drinking 2 cans of energy drinks every day during the course of leveling up through this, and you watching it real time. Like the water thing is just as much of a mantra for me as it is you. And then because of that, my ability to do my feats in the way that I did them, and like my energy matching up to those levels, coupled with not being able to second screen, which is like my superpower, when I'm doing stuff was the reason why I nodded off, not because I wanted to, and it's very evident when you see it. So that's the full disclosure thing too. So 6 more, and then we'll check it. Alright guys, we're going to go into that final stretch, and I hope that you enjoy the finish of this leg of going to be the dominant world leader in this game. We have one opponent once we leapfrog the last one here, so hopefully in a couple of victories we'll get it. Unfortunately, I got a little bit lower in the rankings, so we're going to have to see what the number is, but we're going to look at 845 and see if we beat Kofi and what Kofi has been up to, but we've also given him some real time to do some moves, so if we have to chase him a little bit, we will, but if not, we're going to just let it go. If actually we see he's moved, we're going to just have to we're going to have to see what we're going to do in real time, so I've let the universe kind of decide what that's going to be, and I've not looked in any way, so let's just discuss this in live real time to see what we should do. It's just been such a raw experience for me, and I'm just really appreciative to be able to share it with anybody that's gamed in this type of manner, and I'm blessed and thankful and humble and appreciative to continue to trust the process and remain eligible to be able to create great gaming moments that you can live vicariously through, and know that you can do it too, because I was just an average kid that was told that this was a waste of time and I shouldn't find any type of joy in this type of stuff because it was just going to never get me anywhere. So thank you very much for that, and I hope that you're enjoying the finish of this one. So cannot wait to have that sushi and tea. It's going to be fantastic. Victory lap to get me into sinking my teeth later after Braden does all of his programming blocks and I shower and sleep and give myself a nice sleep cycle and hydration cycle and meditation cycle, and before I have to go into the next shift of this. So I hope that you guys are going to bear with that, but you know that we have, if you haven't been keeping up with it, we're in a situation where the person behind me is going to either catch up or make it so it's a lot of competition for me to get to the end, or I'm going to, if I take too much time based on their crazy pacing, we're talking about maybe having 16-hour days to try to catch up. And then in front of us, we know that the active leader is aware that we're trying to do it based on our movements and how, you can clearly see we've databased all this and cataloged all of it on YouTube, that we're going to threaten his rule of Pac-Land. But the first stop is ruling the United States of America and as Pac-Land or Pac-Man, and we are the only person skinned up as regular Pac-Man. As you see all these guys funneling the screen, they're all the different types of character skin combinations you can do and costumes and stuff. I do encourage you to find your unique individuality and be authentically and unapologetically your Pac, and just know that I am authentically and unapologetically regular Pac-Man, and I hope that it doesn't off-put anything to the selling point sometimes of a game where you're about to dress up and stuff, but I really think it's a unique sell for me that I'm putting Pac-Man on top of the American leaderboard here in a couple matches, and then subsequently we'll be the only person to have the streak of my caliber and the win-loss ratio of my caliber to put Pac-Man himself on top of the leaderboard globally. So I'm very blessed, thankful, humble, and appreciative to be having to have this storyline for you, this mini storyline for you, as well as the culmination of this thing that I've curated on YouTube for you and produced for the Vid-Bits. And I hope that you enjoy it as a story. I hope that you enjoy it as a battle. I hope that you enjoy it as maybe a metaphor or an allegory for your life in some way. And just know that the message is overwhelmingly positive, and it just is about self-actuation, hydration, hold yourself accountable, and know that you can do anything if you put your mind to it, as long as you start to do it one step at a time. If you're just joining us, thank you very much. And I'm Brian from the Vid-Bits, and me and Braden are a father-son YouTube gaming duo that's trying to take over YouTube and one interaction at a time, and as a positive influence and a source of change for how you can imbibe responsibly this type of content and also create it yourself, as well as actuate yourself and live your dreams. I hope that you guys are enjoying your day. Have a blessed day. Have a gloriously superb day. I know that you can. I know that you deserve it. You deserve to hear that. It's not in any type of like crazy way. I just want you to feel the energy and the love of somebody that has decided less than 2 weeks ago that I was just going to maximum right now, pow boom, actuate my desire to be a champion of the world of this game, and now I'm about to be champion of America, and a couple, less than a day and a half from being champion of the world. So you can do that too if you want to. It doesn't have to be about Pac-Man. It can be about video games, art, music, poetry, anything that you want. If you want to be the person that builds a Greek aquifer or Greek aquifer, some sort of crazy architecture thing, or if you want to be a mason, so many things that you can do. If you want to, repair bicycles, or if you want to be the person that, creates floral paths for an amazing park, anything that you think that you never thought you could do, anytime that you've tried to see some sort of beauty in your life, you can do that too if you are inspired by that beauty. If that's the thing so you can find your peace and find your center and find your balance and, realign your chi. So we just want you to know that that's what the Vid-Bits are about, but we're using the medium of video game entertainment and an amazing programming block that we're starting to curate for you, and all of the legacy content that shows our building blocks along the way, and we're just waiting for everything to click. So, we're going to stay eligible, we're going to act through this feat, we're going to keep our eyes on the prize, so to speak, and Pac-Man is all about that. He loves keeping his eyes on the prize. Unless you're us, so to speak, because as far as this is concerned, on our way to the top, we've only gotten as far as watermelon, and the lemon has eluded us the one time that we've seen it appear. Unfortunately, we've not been able to gobble that up, but we know that there's many other prizes to be had to be able to reach some of the point barriers for some of the amazing trophies and stuff, and it's cool that a lot of those things will only ever be unlocked publicly when people work together. So, the lobbies in ranked have to be so full that you're with a bunch of real people instead of bots that are good enough to be able to go with you the distance to get those prizes activated. So I think that's a neat little sub community that almost gets like their own accolades when they do these things, because the percentage of achieving them are so rare that you're going to be just as I'm not say famous to nerds. I don't want to introduce some sort of toxic term to nerds to the culture, but the people that really care about this stuff will look at you in a different way. Like, now that's the person that did this really cool feat. Like when somebody combines a bunch of speedruns together and makes one massive speedrun of a bunch of games. I think that that's really cool. And I think that the different ways that you can combine that and stuff, and you can chop that up and deliver that in different media, is really amazing. Like, I'm personally trying to do all 4 Mario games that I like, 1, 2, 3, and World, within an hour. And like, I can do them individually to the point where it would add up to an hour, but I'd love the pressure, and I'd love to be in a situation where I could try to do it with you guys. But like, I have to be in a situation where each individual game and the pieces of the puzzle are there, but right now we're so busy with stuff like this and Game a Day May, I don't have time to do it, but I want to do it. And also, I want to actually refine my DuckTales speedrun time, because I'm top 10 on speedrun.com for the Xbox version of the Disney Afternoon Collection and DuckTales speedrun. And if anybody can beat my time, and we can talk about it, and you can show me on that version, what you're doing, and help me put together some things that I don't know, then I have a $20 bounty for you that's been active for a while, that, as far as a couple days goes, of being verbal. If you've been checking out Chomp Champs, there's little Easter eggs like that that you'll be able to pick up, that you'll be able to do, and stuff like that. So I just want to kind of let you know that, in those situations, we're very well versed in the things that we're talking about when we're talking about introducing these things to the esports community. We know how to, Braden can inspire young minds, and they can do combat tech, camps and stuff. I'm just getting excited, so I got second place again. I can just see a future where all these amazing things happen and stuff like that, and it's amazing that Pac-Man is just becoming like a full circle moment for my life, considering that I'm an 80s kid when I was born and stuff. So it's just awesome. We got 2 more to go till we're gonna check the leaderboard. We appreciate all the members of our completely unnecessary tier. The people that are on our completely unnecessary tier are Skippy the Bard and Matthew.
and they're awesome. They contributed enough to be really on the inside part of some of the creative things that we do here. You can check out the membership tier perks somewhere. I'm still just been so headfirst in this, and we just got monetized with like a little bit over 2 weeks ago, so I don't really know logistics, literally how to get into that. And anytime I've ever been in that situation, I've put myself on just to be able to receive them in case I was blessed enough to be in that situation. But I completely understand that you may want more information on that, and I don't have that in chat, but maybe if a mod situation occurs, I can let you know that. But I appreciate you guys that are doing that tier, and everybody else that's on the significant contribution tier, as well as Music is Dominium, and being on the bit of caffeine tier and rolling over to another subscription. I just want to make sure that you guys know that we love and care about the amount of dedication that you've spent with your hard-earned dollar towards us, and especially other people that have donated, like Lauren Grieve. I'm trying to remember off the top of my head of the list or whatever, but I want to make sure that these people get a shout out before I get to the finish line, and that you guys know, like the Bud Smoking Pandas and the Skip, the Mr. Know-It-Alls, like some of the building blocks of our channel. It's important to me that you guys are given the acknowledgement of basically being like the pioneer members of the Vid-Bits Fun Club. So we're really happy to have you guys in history and like towards the end of the finish line, and let you know that that's kind of love that we are showing you guys for being a part of it. Also, we have like the Andriac, and we have like the Vids. We also have Manny the Mormon that comes in and does the wave. Manny, you don't know how much you mean to me, man, when you come and do that, and it always seems to be at the right moment, at the right time. So I appreciate you doing that, man, and I'm glad that we're in a situation where we can shout you out and give you the love. You do stick out, and I remember you and stuff when we hang out. So I'm hoping I'm not forgetting anybody. It's almost like when somebody gets a chance to give the speech, that's the next section of it, because there's other people in the next. There's the next section. I'm going to say some stuff, and I don't know why I'm doing it the cadence I'm doing, but I want to make sure that you guys got the shout out though. So thank you so much. Pink Panther though is awesome. Awesome. Open. The old open oak.
Just want to wrap up by saying thank you for some of the people that I work with. Thank you, Clay. Thank you, Zach. Thank you, Greg. Thank you, Boogie. Thank you, Shy, who I worked with. Thank you to anybody that I haven't said that, I worked with in the past that's helped me out. Thank you, Cindy. Thank you, Jess. Even in ways, I guess, thank you, Josh. Thank you, Dave. Thank you, Dave P. Thank all you guys. I really appreciate you guys. Your support has been amazing for me, and it's just invaluable to have a good system and a support system in your life. So thank all of you guys very much. So I really appreciate it. Then somebody new I met yesterday, Tay. Thank you very much for being you. And we talked. We had a heart to heart, and I just want you to know, before I go on the last one, that I have hope when people like you exist in what you do. So thank you very much for being you. Also, I'd like to say before I go into this that there's an amazing man that does stuff around the community around Cincinnati, Ohio. His name is Jesse Baker. It's not located anywhere in Cincinnati, but more, I think, Sharonville. I'm kind of directionally challenged, but it's called Arcade Legacy, and he does a lot of amazing projects. He's been like the anchor for that type of business in this area, and the best value for trade-in, and the best community is there as far as the energy goes. He always is just fair and is amazing, and I just want to make sure that he gets the love for all the things that he's put up with me, all the shit that he's put up with me over the years, and and I hope that the balance has found itself between all the stuff that I've just scrapped together to get my favorite game, to be able to feature with my son, to being able to trade in some of like the most amazing things like the kid clown and stuff, and building the relationship with you in the beginning, giving you the punctured like top order box, and you not knowing why, and selling stuff like tournament fighters to you for Nintendo, and you just pretty much almost giving me exactly how much it was worth for sale, because you just knew I was also trying to go for a full set. But I was starting to have like that attachment where you helped me learn at that point that I didn't want to ever get a full set, so that's invaluable to a collector too. So besides that, I apologize, I've never been able to spend as much time in the actual play area, and it's always almost been about business. But so if I can make an equivocal exchange, let me take this time to spend time to plug your business in any perpetuity that anybody sees this, that Arcade Legacy is amazing, and if you ever get a chance to be in the Cincinnati Sharonville area, you will have a wonderful time. If you even have an opportunity to, you can book a hotel or something around that area, and you can just go there, and you can go there multiple days in a row, and you'll still have enough time to not even possibly see it all. So it's only expanding and only getting better. So that's Arcade Legacy, and I hope that Jesse Baker has a wonderful day. He always does. I've always seen him just fight adversity, from like when sales are slow to when he's basically propping up a dead mall in an area. I've talked to him personally. He's just such a great guy. So I've known him for so long, as far as like from the business aspect, and again, the energy that's there is infectious. So again, if you have an opportunity to go there, and then you're the area in the Ohio area, it's easy for me to say this because I'm going to be ruling the Eastern Division of the United States. So that's just a full disclosure that you can go to an area like that and be able to have an amazing time. So I hope that you enjoy your time if you do go there, and if you do, drop in chat that you heard about it from here, so we know that type of reach was made, and give him some love when you go there. Buy some really cool media. He's got a lot of really cool older media. He's got like a legacy wall with a bunch of cool glass, the stuff that you want as a creator in your window, and for people to see before you they click on the video for the buzz. He's got a lot of cool intricate pieces, and I've seen so many things come there throughout the decades. So when I'm ever in the area, which is never hardly enough, I hope that that I'm going to stop by there to check out either the artifacts, just to look at them, or play some of the pinball that's in that area. But he's got an amazing arcade and everything attached to. So I just really felt like it was the time to make sure that we gave the love to them, and thank you very much for doing what you do for the community. That's bleeding into almost the end of the win we're going to check on. We don't know if it's the win that's going to get the dub, but if it is, and it turned out to be an Arcade Legacy commercial, I am totally cool with it, because man, if you only understood how I was able to heal my soul for things that I've had to sell and then rebuy, and being able to Shaw Millionaire my way to stuff, he lets you live your dreams as a collector. So I just want to let you know that it's invaluable that you get that plug, bud. I wonder if I could beat Mitchell. You guys think I could beat Mitchell in this? Man, could you imagine Brian from the Vid-Bits versus Mitchell? Well, I mean, I just can't divulge my last name, so I guess if it ever happens, then you'll see it on the poster. Here we go. Is that the exclamation point? We'll see. This was the milestone. Let me get out of the queue. Leave the queue. And if you're here, I appreciate you, and we're gonna go ahead and check it out. Are we? Ooh. Are we 999? Man, we're resonating 999, baby. Are we? Woo! That's a good one. I'm feeling good about 999s, baby. That's what I'm talking about. Resonance. Here we go. Let's check it out. Are we the current reigning and defending Chomp champ of the United States of America? No. We have to have one more match, guys. One more. One more match. So that means that the cycle of 18 just has the rebirth of the first one, and this first match is going to roll us in, and it's going to put us in our spot. Let's just do it. Let's fucking go. Let's become the Chomp champ of America with this match. And I'm going to say that this match is dedicated to Pac-Man. That's all I'm going to say. I'm going to let my play speak for itself, and it's going to be up to RNG to decide. But hey guys, this has been Brian from the Vid-Bits. I'm going to let this go. The match is going to conclude. I'm going to let it marinate on the board, and then we're not going to do any more recap, and you're just going to know through community posts how this is going to continue. But this has been Brian from the Vid-Bits. I'm going to let Pac-Man do his thing. I'm going to refresh the leaderboard, and we're going to have a wonderful, gloriously superb day as the Chomp champ of America. There it is. +1, baby. Sorry, I said I wasn't gonna say anything. I gotta say something. This has been Brian from the Vid-Bits. This is part 1 of 2, baby. So stick around for all of our content to know when the next drop is. Please watch it all, because everything that Bray does is just as important and it's just as meaningful. The Vid-Bits are a dual hammer, man. When we got one going, the other one's resting, the other one's ready to go. And then sometimes you're amazing to get people together. And I can't believe I'm actually having to load into an outro match. So I guess I will use this last match that's going to be on this, and I thought it was going to be so cleanly done, you know. Yeah, thanks, man. Thanks, Zach. I appreciate it. That's really cool. I guess I should just have a moment for in case somebody says anything or whatever. I appreciate you, man. Thank you. It's okay. It's okay, dude. It's just happy to have it, and you know, just get one more in. And I gotta see. Look, it's weird. That's the cell phone thing. It's doing the weird thing now. I don't know if it's weird or not. So if you see in the top of it, it's got some weird graphic. I don't know if it's because I don't know. It's weird. Me and Brandon's only seen it like 2 other times.
What are you talking about?
That cell phone thing that's up there, where it's like it looks like it's the controller that could be, you know, the guy that's hot sealing or whatever could be, you know, using or whatever. It's not our name. Like,
That's weird.
I know.
I think it's some sort of issue. I feel like it's some sort of debug thing that just gets put there.
I feel now I almost need to like make sure that they see that we're not, you know what I mean? That's weird.
Because it's not on cell phone. The game is not available on iOS.
No, absolutely not.
So
maybe that's a bug that we can report to them if they would like to know about it. Oh, there it is. See, our name snapped in. So that's that. It's not us. It's that hot ceiling person. And we did have some footage of somebody that had their name on the leaderboard, and then all of a sudden their name went blank, and then the next thing you know, they kind of just disappeared. And they were definitely ranked. So I don't know if they either changed their name altogether, or if they got caught cheating. So they take very much, apparently, seriously if you're cheating. And we have all of our matches, every single one of them archived, so you can know exactly where we did to get here from the very beginning if you watch Road to the Top. And really, we're only at the last stop, which is we're now on top of the America leaderboard, and we just have to go on the top of the global leaderboard, and we have one person ahead of us. So we have one person chasing us pretty rapidly, and we might have like poked the bear by taking the top spot in America from Kofi. So there's lots to look forward to in Road to the Top, and I hope that you are excited to see more of Pac-Man Mega Tunnel Battle Chomp Champs. But really, at the end of the day, it's game a day, May, here in Vid-Bits land, and it's kind of like our the big game, or it's like, you know, the big match or the pay-per-view. But it's a whole month where in this case we do, and we've always done the last year, and this year we're doing for the second season a different game every day in the month of May. Last year we beat a different game every day. This year we're featuring indie games, so look forward to that. There will be a community poll shortly within the next day or so that will let you procure one of the last spots that we have for that was like a random
spot for people to get this chance to lock in what they would like to see. And even though it wasn't an indie title we put on the list, Red Dead Redemption won our last community poll, and Bray started now his comfort game because he did not have any nostalgia for it. And there's different ways to see that. You can start off by just seeing it as a first impression, but if you don't want to see it like that and you want to actually just start the series, you can start that, because that video also falls into just this comfort game category, and you can see that in the playlist format. Start it from the beginning and catch up before he hits it up next time in his cycle. So I hope that you are enjoying that. And with that, I hope that you enjoyed this. It's basically, like I said before, it's like the big end of the big first part of the two-part movie. Did we poke the bear? Is Kofi now mad? Does Kofi reclaim? When Dad comes back and he's come back from his sleep, is he not the champion anymore? And are they both chasing against Mint? This is going to be exciting, and it's just getting started because
what's up?
Well, this is what's up, Bray. This is what's up. And I gotta get out of the game because we're gonna go into another game, and we're trying to end the video so I can start my cycle of getting rested and ready for the event. We are now.
Wow, so you overtook Kofi's, which, as far as I know, I've done a little bit of research on this guy. He's supposedly like a Katamari champion, and I don't really know much about Katamari, but he's like a speedrunner, or he gets optimized times at that game. At least that's what the YouTube channel is like, that I'm assuming is his, but he doesn't really post any Pac-Man content. So we challenge you, Kofi's, please post some Pac-Man ranked
what your
content.
character looks like.
We want to see how good you play.
Yeah, yeah. I mean,
ultimately,
we laid out all of our tech now for 848 ranked matches plus all of the
this is
elimination matches.
Every single match has been recorded on the channel.
From
all
the tutorial,
847 matches. We started. Dad made a first impressions, and it actually spawned his love for this Pac-Man Battle Royale. So if you guys have really enjoyed watching his journey and watching him grow, continue to support, like, comment, subscribe, share. Just let your friends know. Dad really is trying his best to be #1 in the world now.
Yeah, and we're definitely trying to blossom this community, because that way it's awesome and it's fun, and you feel like you can take me on and you can put the grind on responsibly to get up here, and but you can be insane like Mint Daddy, and then he's not going to get it the right way, right? He had a 160 game day. That's crazy. But it doesn't mean that he's not validated, because guess what we're going to have to do to catch him up? We're going to have to be crazy about it too, because the main reason why we're saying this is there's somebody to hear this lurking, right? This Eve branch is amazing, but Ava Ghidorah Sada, they are freaking crazy. They have just blossomed up in the top 4 out of nowhere because they're just doing massive sessions like we did to get to where we are. So we have to show respect, and we're just showing this respect at the splash page here. And so, with that being said, I'm gonna let you marinate on that. Well, I'm going to just let it sit for a second, and we'll see you guys on the next one, and we'll see you hopefully during some of our content today, as we have a Game of Day May episode that's a secret at the end of the 3rd week of this year. So it's gone by rather quickly. You can go in that playlist folder and check out all of those, and then all of last year's too. That one is just more raw gameplay, and there's no commentary, but you can put it on in the background and enjoy some really great gameplay. So with that being said, I appreciate being your let's go ahead and do it, because I said the catchphrase, and let me get a drink of water. Also, this is also the water. Thank you for now helping me reestablish a healthy and amazing relationship with you. Hold on one moment, and I'll do the last thing that I said at the very beginning that I said I was going to say. This has been Brian from the Vid-Bits, and we are now currently your reigning and defending local, but also in the entirety of the United States champion of Pac-Man, Mega Tunnel Battle Chomp Champs, and we are happy to be that. And guess what? We are going to be coming for the person that's on top of the leaderboard of the entire world, and it's going to happen sooner than you think, guys. So stay tuned for more content like this. Like, subscribe, and share. Let's get hyped. Let's get hyped about video game leaderboards in some sort of competitive way, and we're going to do it, guys. I'm appreciative to be here. Blessed, thankful, and appreciative, guys. Let's go. Let's fucking go. Maximum right now, pow, boom.